My name is Jake, welcome to the channel. In the last 2 years, my wife and I grew our net worth over $1 million. I don't share this to brag or to appear better than what I am. I merely share this to inspire you to become the best version of yourself, whatever version that may be. You might be asking yourself, well, why am I looking at donuts? For those of you that know my story, my first job was working at a donut store making $5.15 an hour. I was not fed with a silver spoon. I wasn't given a free ride in life. Everything that I have today is a result of hard work, persistence, and patience. My wife and I both work day jobs as employees and are paid very well for what we do. We're in both high-stress careers, so it's going to be unlikely that we're able to do this forever. I decided unless we wanted to work forever, we needed to invest into assets that are going to pay us to live. About 3 years ago, I started watching videos on YouTube to learn more about money. I watched videos from Grant Stephan, Meet Kevin, Aman and Christina with Our Rich Journey, Robert Kiyosaki from Rich Dad Poor Dad, and many others. 3 years ago, the content on YouTube was very different than it is today. I was trying to learn more about money because I was never taught about money in school. As you know, if you follow my channel, my wife and I invest heavily into the stock market, but we also invest into real estate. We have seen some incredible growth in our dividend portfolios these past years, but the real growth of our net worth has come from our investments in real estate. I was learning more about why some people are rich and other people are poor. I always heard that if you wanted to get rich, you should invest into real estate. I then saw a statistic that changed my life forever. The statistic said that 90% of the world's millionaires invest in real estate. This changed my mindset on investing entirely. In 2019, my wife and I bought our first house and we moved into it. 8 months later, we bought a second house as a rental property. At the beginning of the pandemic, we bought a third house which we moved into and we rented our old house that we used to live in. Before buying a house, we always rented, so we didn't know the first thing about investing into rental properties, other than it was hard and stressful. Over the last 2 years, our net worth has increased over $1 million. I often think to myself that the only reason I was successful was because I was lucky or had good timing. But then I stumbled upon a quote from Thomas Jefferson that made me think about this in a different light. The quote from Thomas Jefferson is, "I believe in good luck, and the harder I work, and the more I believe in myself, the luckier I get." This couldn't be more true for me in my situation. The harder that I work, the luckier I seem to be. When I look back on the last few years, my wife and I would have never been able to accomplish what we did if we didn't give everything we had towards our goal. When we first started investing in real estate as do-it-yourself landlords, it was very intimidating and quite frankly, horrifying. The key to our success was not thinking small, but thinking big.
If you're going to accomplish anything, you have to think big. You have to go and shoot for the stars. The biggest challenge most people have is because they think small. And the reason why people think small and why they choose small little goals is because they're afraid to fail. They know that if you shoot for a big goal, then the chances of failing are very high. And they're afraid of failing. It's one of the most common things why people are frozen and why they cannot make a move in life, because they're scared of failing. I say to myself, hey, I'm not worried about failing because that's part of life. You're not going to go and win everything. And how far can you fall? Look at this. This is the ground. That's as far as I can fall. And you know something? That the only time you really consider the failure is if you fall and you don't get up. But if you get up, you never consider the failure. So I never considered myself a failure. I always considered myself a winner, even though I fell every so often. But I always got up and I always moved forward.
I became a millionaire in 2 years, but there were many things that helped prepare me to be in the position to become a millionaire. I want to share a few of those with you here today. The first thing was developing a thrifty mindset at a young age. Being frugal, not buying the most expensive thing. Always understanding and being conscious of what something costs, if it's going to be too expensive, if you can afford it. Never pay for something that you can't afford. My mom would always tell me, don't live within your means, live below your means. And if you do that, you're always gonna be okay. And then the next thing is, if you want something, you have to work for it. Nothing in life comes for free. If you want something, and if it's worth it, it's going to take sacrifice. It's gonna take intentional sacrifice and hard work. The next thing is to be curious to learn. You could be doing anything in the world right now. You could be playing video games, you could be playing sports, you could be watching Netflix, you could do a million other things. but you're watching this video right now and you're learning about investing and you're learning habits that you can develop and then take action on, and hopefully those actions can help improve your life. But it first starts with being curious to learn. The next thing is understand the difference between the rich and the poor and why the rich invest into appreciating assets and the poor invest into depreciating assets. Once you understand this, your mindset will change forever when it comes to how and where you spend your money. And the next is the power of delayed gratification. Not going into debt for that discretionary item, for that brand new BMW, for that cruise to the Bahamas. Delayed gratification for those things that you can't afford today. And lastly, be different. Don't follow the norm. Don't do something because everybody else is doing it. The world would have you think one way, but be different. Don't spend all of your money on a brand new BMW. Don't spend more than what you have. Invest your money, invest into assets, and be different. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I hope that this was inspirational. I hope that you learned something new, and I'll catch everybody in the next video.